Big Boss Jock, my 750. Day 13 of the protest. Staying with the same theme. Gonna soon call it an occupation. More than a job. I mean, it is a protest. I'm right here at the office, on the sidewalk, out in front of the F.B.I. F.B.I. field office here in Redding, California. El Poderoso 750 kilohertz AM en el radio. Soy yo, el gran jefe de los jockeys del discos. Radio Rebelde. Continuando. Día 13 de la demostración protesta, pasando aquí al frente de la oficina del F.B.I. Redding, California. Otro jour, haciendo la même faisant. Oh, superstar, I did get far. Doing the train this morning. How. I used to get on that midnight flight, 12:01. Down to Lima, Peru, where lived my family back in the 90s. Getting on that midnight flight. Doing it again. Coming back at 11:59. That'd be a month later. Daughter, wife, Amazon basin at that time. Late 90s, 97 to 2001. The first month, 2011. 2001, days 11, January 11th. We'll link up. My wife from before. We're on the timeline. We remote viewed all of this. Everything I say or do, she hears at the table. We're sitting together. God, He's right here inside. He helps me do the rhyme. Our one and only God, Allah, Father in heaven. Well, that's how we remote viewed also. He was right there. Left me with the clues. No, I didn't remember this. Not at all. I need to be humiliated. Holding a sign that says the FBI sodomized me out in front of their office. Nah, I didn't know I'd be doing this. I was going to give some of the family history today. There's a poem written, named, entitled, Foo, that was two Foo, lead the group, Hawkins Family History. Today, I'm going to talk a bit, beginning out with my biological bloodline history. There's someone in there that was chosen for my DNA, and he goes back to the beginning, to my mother's earlier years. This story is going to start out in 47, but really we'll start it out in 16. Now I feel bad because I'm not sure when Dorothy was born. She was the one who was my grandmother, bloodline grandmother, on my mother's side. She married my grandfather. That was after the war, World War II. And I've been mentioning the feud. That's all by design. I'm going to go back a bit before, to the teens when they were born. Because by the 20s, they didn't know each other growing up. They didn't meet each other after the war. In the 20s, 29, my grandpa, he said, he wasn't going to take that anymore. His dad was abusive. And he hopped on the flat cars, got in the box cars, went to Chicago. There was a World's Expo going on and he was in the need of work, way to make money. And there was posters here and there looking for young men that could tend the warehouse, offload, unload. He went and applied for the job. They hired him on. The employers were Luciano and Lansky. They have nomakers. Let me think. He's lucky, and I don't know, was he Vito? The one I know is Meyer. Meyer will be in my life from my beginnings. It's all by design. That's Grandpa Earl's partner. 29, well, in 31, I believe it's 31, not 32. There was a bank heist in Chicago. Meyer Lansky organization. I don't know if Lucianos were in on that also, because there was a split, a division between those two. And my grandpa went with Lansky. That's who he aligned himself with. There's going to be an initiation. I'm going to talk about this initiation. It has to do with sexual abuse. And it's what goes on to the top of the show in the pyramid. It's way beyond the podium. You people have been fooled. So get ready to be retooled. Some manufacturing. Well, you need to be rewiring your brains. You've been programmed. Let's go back to the 20s. 29, Grandpa started working in the warehouse, offloading the trucks, mainly. By liquor. Bootlegging days, you know, prohibition. You know? Come on, listeners. You wise on the history. It's just like prohibition all my life until this year. Now it's recreational use. Marijuana. Any aspiring millionaire that didn't want to study at the university to get there, marijuana. Sure bet. If not, you get a sure bed and 4 squares. 3? Oh, right in there. 3 times a day. Back to the 30s. Because he'll slip up. That's how Grandpa's going to be on the ship in World War II. Nice 57. Chevy, 2-door, Bel Air. Driving by. Oh, window down, enjoying the fresh air. 31, there was a bank heist. It's called the Bank of Lloyd's robbery. I wrote that as 32. I went off of memory. I believe I was wrong. I think it's 31. I still haven't found the information. It'd be very difficult for me because 74.9492 I refer to as 75 megahertz, and that's a GPS locator. Any computer I go to, Yang Sam's right there controlling the screen. Everything that I see. They can change the information, which they do frequently. I mean, that's obvious as a given, but it's what they change it to. So I look like a bozo with the wrong dates or names. RPD out doing their beat. Appreciate the respect. Right here I am, beside the street, on the walk, doing the wandering remote. Oh, it's quite a radio show. I think so. Everyone has their opinion. They'll have to voice. Give me the ranking. Big Boss Jock. God's right here inside. Help me with the rhyme. We do it line by line. Our Father in heaven, Allah, and I. Back to 31. Grandpa was 14, not 15. And he was in on the robbery. There's going to be a Tommy gun. Meyer, he knew how to get it done. He'd been doing it for years. Inserted the Tommy gun into the woman's uterus via her vagina. Get used to, I'm the sexual assault victim. A Yankee Sam's out here on the stage. We'll get ready for penis, vagina, uterus, testicle, scrotum. A whole lot of, there's some fallopian tubes with a set of ovaries connected to those, that pair. Oh, let's move on. Well, that's all tied with fornicating and what's going on today. I don't want that on my mind. I want to go back. Let's go back in time. Not that they weren't fornicating back then, but it sure wasn't like it is today. It's the tranny place, tranny Yankee states. They're working for a transgender society. Those values that Barry spoke of, those low, deplorable moral values, if they're not upheld, that system very well could fall. It's called democracy, leading us all. Got a stranglehold on the roll. As far as the roll goes, there's a couple outposts that have been able to fend Yank Sam off. And they have their own systems. They also receive a lot of persecution from Yank Sam. So when Yank Sam highlights their isolation, well, they were isolated by them, Yank Sam. History will be talked about in a different light. There were two sides. No one was right, otherwise the story would be written a lot different. What we're experiencing, I won't say written, it would have gone different. We wouldn't be experiencing what we are. Some places did better than others on the situation we live in, which is an MK Ultra program rolled. Going back to 31, there's a bank robbery. There's a gun. Yeah, it's Grandpa's. It's going to be his. He was presented that gun for that robbery, and that was his Tommy during his career. I believe that's where he got the Tommy. Is that? He already had it. They're going to go do a big one. They already done some. All right, so he's getting in on the robberies, and he's going in to do the big heist. This is his gun. Meyer knew how to get the cops to back off. Now, who inserted the gun? Grandpa inserted the gun. And he felt it was having fun. She screamed, screamed, screamed. He was getting it done. This will be his other personality. This is how dissociative identity disorder works. And this is what's controlling the Yankee government. Out of World War II, what was discovered in the concentration camps enabled Hitler, by merging with Bush, enable them to take over the crime families, those members who are leading the government today, and other activities that all intertwine with the government. Shady activities. They're in control. Who's at the top of the crime families at present moment, as far as the public sees, is Prescott's son, that one, George Yellow Belly Bush. He earned those colors, that name. It's one color, yellow. That's his way. Out there in the public, he's known as a flamboyant sock wearer. 30s, Bank of Lloyds. Things were hot. Mobsters done good and got away. They didn't get off because they didn't get caught. She screamed a lot and they backed off. They pulled that armored truck up to the door, I believe, is the story. And they all got away. And that was a shootout. And I think a copper got killed. And that was, the number was off the Tommy. That was another member. Problem was, he would have been accessory. And that number was there until the gun, that was my gun, was taken away. Oh, it might still be there. Maybe that's another one, just to tell me that story. I think they grounded. Pam did, so that when she's CIA, that's one of his daughters, known to the public as Diane Hawkins, one of the subdirectors of the CIA from 2000 to 2005. Her younger sister, Pat, is in the DIA and is higher ranking than she is. You just don't know that name, public, the DIA. They didn't get the fame, and Sam's would. It wasn't presented on your screen. I'm introducing you to my family because when you read Fu, that was Tu Fu, lead the group, Hawkins Family History, you'll understand who's running the government, and that the government, there's an outside force, one that lurks in the shadows. It's right there, that has control. The little victors out of World War II. Them, the Nazis. Hitler with that group, the Third Reich. bloodline descendants of are right at current day at the pyramid. That's where they'll always remain as long as this system stays in place, which is Yankee Sam's democracy. I'm going to sign off momentarily, and I'm going to continue on. Today's going to be dedicated to Fu. That was Sue Fu, lead the group, Hawkins Family History. George Yellow Belly Bush and I in a while, and some more segments just to set the lure out there, lure you along, follow the bait. We'll have a good day. He's going to stick some straight pins in my eye. We're going to know we're not friends and continue on. Will be the feud. And this is in 1984. You'll hear about it. There's a whole lot more. Stay tuned. You wouldn't want to miss anything. Oh, you might. Hey, it's up to you. Big Boss Jock, my 750. El Poderoso, 750 kilohertz, AM, en el radio. Soy yo, el gran jefe de los jockeys del discos. Radio Rebelde, firmando fuera.